Hey y'all, welcome back to Brave Kids Art Club. My name is Brad, and if there's one thing you need to know about me is that I love to draw. But you probably already know that about me. But do you love to draw? Awesome, good. I assume that's why you're here, is because you want to draw. So let's draw a really cool animal. Now this animal is really cool, but it also gets a really bad rap because it's kind of stinky. Can you think of which one it is? Yeah, we're gonna be drawing a skunk today. Now I say it gets a bad rap because they're not stinky all the time. Everybody thinks they're stinky. It's only because they shoot a spray that smells really bad and it's there just to scare off enemies. Just things that are trying to attack it or eat it or scare it, it'll shoot it at it. But that's not the first thing it does. The first thing it does is growl, then it ruffles its fur up, then it might smack the ground or spit at you. It might do all sorts of things before it actually sprays. So spraying is its last resort. So we need to give the little guy a break and love on skunks a little bit more. So that's what we're gonna do today. It's Skunk Appreciation Day. That's what we're gonna call it. We're gonna be drawing an awesome skunk and we need to make sure we have all the stuff to do it. You guys ready? Awesome, okay. Let's start off with a nice clean sheet of paper as we always do. Make sure you have a pencil, nice and sharpened with erasers handy. I have a feeling we're gonna need erasers a lot today. Not sure why, but I just got a feeling. And then we have a marker or a black pen, something like that that you can have to make your outlines. And at the very, very end, I'm busting out my big old bag of markers to do some coloring. Coloring is so much fun. I'm excited for that part. So if you guys want to use paints or crayons or color pencils, it's all good. Let's start with our skunk body. We're gonna do it the main shapes first. We're gonna do a vertical piece of paper here, which is portrait style, which means it's taller than it is wider, because we have a big tail on this skunk that we want to draw. So let's draw the body first and the tail so that we can kind of get an idea of how we're going to compose this on the page, how we're going to fit it on the page. We're going to draw a dome, but it's going to be kind of crooked. So just follow along. It's going to be a cool curved shape. Okay, so we're going to draw like a curved shape like right here, really lightly. We're going to go up and it's going to go higher over here. Oh boy, I'm not doing so good already. And it's going to come down. It's going to curve all the way back here. There we go. That's a good start. Now, it's going to be, so it's kind of like if I finish this off, this would be an oval down here. Or you can think of it as half a circle, like a dome shape. And you can do that too. But you'll see why I'm putting the butt over here. This is the butt of our skunk. I'm going to make it real high because I want to make sure that the tail can kind of run into it. So for example, let's draw an S shape. So we're going to start with the top of our S. We're going to come all the way down and go here. Okay? So we're going to have this big S. We're going to make this tail kind of bigger than they actually are. And that's okay because we're trying to exaggerate the most important parts, the most unique parts of the animal so that we can tell what it is. So there you go. So you got a big old S. If I finish it over here, you have a full S. But it goes right into the backside there. Speaking of tails though, they might lift this sucker up to spray you. And when they spray, it shoots up to 10 feet. That's as tall as a basketball hoop. That's really, really far. That kind of surprised me when I heard that fact. I thought it might just be like, pff. No, it's like, pff. Okay, so we're gonna go all the way around here. Sorry for that visual. We're gonna go do our little curve right here. And then I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start from here. I want the base of the tail to kind of start right about there. So we'll mark it, a little spot right there. And then I'm hoping if I can bring this back, I want this to kind of go up with it like this. I want the tail to go up. Let's see, up and over, like that. It's kind of hard to do it, and you can make it more pronounced if you'd like. Like if you wanted it to be kind of more like this, the tail to come back, then you can always do things to the body of the skunk to make that match up. For example, I want to take this curve, and maybe I'm going to have it go all the way back there. Ooh, I like that. So what that means is I'm going to erase a lot of this inside stuff and then make that continue down. So this would be the back legs over there, and this thing's going to stop right where I kind of wanted it anyways. And it's going to run into there. Does that make sense? So it's gonna be one fluid motion right here. Okay, you got it? So we got this big old tail up here, and it really doesn't matter what that tail looks like. As long as it's a big shape up top there, we're gonna give it a big old stripe and it's gonna look like a tail regardless. So don't get too hung up on that like I did. Okay, so their heads are kind of interesting because they're like triangles. If you look, have your parents help you look up a picture of a skunk and look at their head. It looks like a triangle. So we're gonna do the head probably right around here. Do a nice little line, flat line. And they're kind of flat on the top. And then we'll go start drawing our upside down triangle over here. Let's do this. I'm gonna flatten that a little bit more. We'll start drawing it. Maybe it's a little bit bigger. But before it gets to the end and you do a point, stop. And we'll do a little line like that. We'll stop it like that because it's kind of stunted off because that's where their nose is. So if you want to draw their nose now, this is kind of getting an idea of what it's going to look like. We'll just do a little half circle right there. They also have little tiny ears. They don't have like ears that stick out like a lot. They're really, really tiny. So, but I kind of want them still to show. I can make them tiny. I'll just put them on the ends here just because it's easier to see that it has the ears. I think they're like more like right here if you want to draw them. They might just get lost when we color it in like a dark color. So I want to make sure you can still see them. Let's start from the middle of here, middle of the nose, and do like a little angled line here. Just a little line right here. This is going to be where their front foot is going to be. And this is going to be their back leg. And maybe right about here, let's draw a really faint line. That's where going to be the bottom of our skunk's going to be. He's kind of a chunky skunk. Let's do this, bring it down a little bit more for the leg. And let's start with the back leg right here. I'm just gonna draw a line, like a little curved line, like a C, like a really stretched out C shape, all the way down here for that back leg. There we go. This line is gonna be, there's gonna be two, you're gonna see both legs in the front because it's gonna be kind of angled toward us. So if that's the case, I'm gonna draw my other line right here. You can draw another angled line to kind of connect where that foot would go. And then I'm going to draw another line, the exact same, like running parallel. That means exact same angle as this other line and go down. And then I'm going to do the little arm shape, the backwards C shape. And then we'll give them their little feet, their legs. We already did the legs. We're going to draw their feet. You can draw the feet however you would like to draw them. They do have big claws, so if you want to put big claws in the front, they dig really, really well. They like to get bugs in the ground, so you can give them big old claws if you'd like. I might not. I might not, so if you want to, by golly, you should add those. Okay, so I'll erase these parts over here, and that's where the belly is going to be. Maybe it even drops a little lower. I'm feeling pretty good. Maybe I make this head a little bit wider and I move the ears out. But you can do a lot of this fixing up once you get your marker out and you start inking it in. But before we do that, let's draw maybe the stripes and the eyes, maybe the whiskers. Well, let's draw the whiskers on here. That's for those. We're gonna draw some whiskers because we actually have space. There's not other like patterns or things that it's gonna get in the way of, so we can draw those whiskers on there. And then let's do maybe 2 eyeballs right here, 2 circles. So people don't think they're so mean. Make sure they have a big pupil so they look friendlier. And they have a little line right down the middle of their forehead. So we'll draw that little stripe down the middle of their forehead. And then let's do a line from like right here to here, right across the body. They don't have to be straight. Another line right there. They have a big line on the side, a white line, so they're usually black with white stripes, so you'll have a little white stripe on the side, one on their face, and they have one more big one on their tail. So I'm going to do, let's see, I'm going to do a big one right here. I'm going to kind of follow this shape and do a big stripe. Have it come down, okay? And then I'll do maybe another stripe. Other side of the stripe right here. I mean, you can make that head a little bigger. Maybe it's a little small. That's what this is for. We're gonna fix that up. All right, so I'm feeling pretty comfortable with my sketch. I would like the head a little bit bigger, but because I already drew it like that and I don't wanna go through the whole erasing process, I might just say I meant it that way. That's the style I'm going for, the small head and the big body. That's it, that's what I'm gonna do. If you wanna fix yours, go ahead. I am ready to start inking in, so I'm gonna get my marker out and start inking. Dang, did that in one shot? I'm pretty proud of myself. Let's do this back leg. And then we'll do this one. Do my other line here. Actually, I'm going to kind of leave it a little bit higher. I should have done that on this one to make the foot feel a little bit more natural when it sits down, but that's okay. Now we're going to draw a little underbelly. Okay, let's do the feet. Yeah, their feet are kind of big because they have to be able to dig really well. So they kind of have bigger feet for the size of, for their own size. They're kind of big feet. Okay, I'm going to draw tiny little lines on there for the feet, for the little toes or claws. Really, they're claws. If you look at them, they're really sharp claws that they dig with. Okay, we'll draw his head over here. Like I said, I might draw his head a little bit bigger. Let's start with the bottom here, the pieces that already are connecting. I'm going to draw on the outside of my sketch just to make it a little bit bigger. Give him those cute little ears right there. They do have really good hearing. Oh, I kind of messed up right there. It's okay. They have really good hearing and a really good sense of smell, but they can't see very well. They're nocturnal. That means they come out at night, do all their hunting and stuff at night. So you don't see them too often either. Let's do the eyeballs first, and then we'll put the stripe in between them. I'm going to move those eyes maybe up here a little bit. Notice how I'm not following my sketch 100%. That is okay. We're making adjustments as we go. We can totally change our mind. Alright, so let's draw that stripe up the head. There we go. And then we'll draw that nose, a little circle for the nose. And then their eyeball. Let's make them looking at us. Okay. There we go. Maybe add a little bit more of a line there. Really fill out the eyeball, the pupil there. He's looking pretty friendly. No, we should be scared of this guy. We'll give him his little whiskers. Okay, now let's do the big old tail. This one I'm really nervous about. Oof. Okay, let's do the rest of it over here. The hard part about being right-handed is when I'm drawing this way, my hand's on top of what I need to trace, and so I can't see it. Maybe that's just a personal problem, but it feels like a universal problem. Okay. It's a little flat, but whatever. See how I still made it a little bit wider than I even drew it? That was my plan all along, and you can do that at this point. Alright, let's do this inside tail. Oof. I don't know why this makes me so nervous. People all watching me makes it a lot harder. Makes my hand a little shakety. Okay, oh, we're so close. Draw a straight line over here for the other stripe. One more stripe. Ooh, if you need a ruler or something straight to draw those, there's no shame in using tools. You can put that right there and Draw your straight line. All right, I'm excited. I got it. Okay, now we need to do some erasing to make sure all this stuff's off of here before we start coloring it. And okay, awesome. That's as much as I'm gonna get. I don't know if you had trouble with it, but sometimes I have trouble getting it off there because I draw a little too hard. That's totally fine. It happens to all of us. Have you named your skunk yet? I mean, you don't have to, but I named mine Sally. That's what I'm gonna name her. I'm gonna name her Sally. I think she's ready for some coloring. You guys ready to color? Say yes, because it's the best part. Okay, let's get coloring and I'll see you when I'm done. I am done. How do you like your new paint job, Sally? You like being blue, not black? It's okay, they don't have to be black. They're usually black and white, but mine is gonna be blue and white. It's still a dark color, as you can see the white stripes, so I think it worked out just fine. And I'm proud of my work, so what am I gonna do? That's right, I'm gonna sign my name. We own what we draw. We are proud of what we do, and we're not afraid to put our name next to our work. Well, thank you guys so much for watching today. I gotta leave you with one more awesome skunk fact just to make sure you know how cool this animal really is. Skunks are immune to snake venom. You know what that means? So if a poisonous snake bites them, it doesn't kill skunks. That's a really cool superpower if you ask me. So thank you guys again. Take care, keep drawing, but most importantly, remember to be brave, be creative, and be you. Alrighty, take care guys.